Let's check in on all Harry Kim's concerned on this week's
Initial thoughts. Initial thoughts. Initial thoughts.
Hey there, best of Trekkers! Hello there, worst of Trekkers. It's me, your Purple Universe host, to talk about the penultimate episode of Lower Decks, Fissure Quest. This title could absolutely be a shout-out to the most non-canon Star Trek movie of all time, Galaxy Quest. For the second week in a row, our main cast take a back seat, as we finally come back to what Section 31 William Boimler's up to. It turns out he's diving deep into fissures. When we first see his face, it comes out of the shadows, similar to the reveal of Denise Crosby as Scylla in Redemption. He's rather quickly risen the ranks to captain of his own Defiant-class ship, the Anaximander, which sounds like a cross between Axanar, Anarax, and the ultimate evolution of the human species. William is not the only one revealed from the shadows, as we start the first of many likes for the reveal of the alternate universe crew. T'Pol, Curzon Dax, and a pile of Harry Kims. I love that black and white race uniform. And because my universe highly celebrates gay space communism, I'm giving not one, but 2 likes for Garrick as the Doctor, with his holographic boyfriend Julian Bashir. Many of us have shipped this romance pretty hard for years. And what's one more Harry Kim being picked up in a Defiant-style escape pod? Especially since he's the only Harry Kim in any universe to ever make lieutenant by the mid-2380s. I have a like for the depiction of the multiverse being like a bubble bath, where each reality is a different bubble, touching each other. To further add to this diverse, multi-dimensional crew, a gold-shirted engineer mariner that's never been to jail is fished out of the fissure, and she has a plan for how to find out who's behind the break-in realities. It does work, and they force the reality-jumping ship down to a planet. This is pretty minor, but in an otherwise perfect episode, I have a dislike for not declaring blue alert when setting the Anaximander down. We see planet landing so little, it would have been nice to see this little-used alert again. While looking for the universe jump ship, the away team is imprisoned by some axolotl-looking creatures. But at least they're not drinking the crew's bones like another cute and cuddly animal we've come to love in Lower Decks. Short of an actual Moopsie sighting, I'll give a like for the mention. As it turns out, the big bad behind the tears between universes is an unexpected alternate Lily Sloan, who was Ephraim Cochrane's assistant from the TNG movie First Contact. Turns out she's not the wolf trying to destroy the multiverse previously thought. I even have a like for her universe's version of the Prime Directive, having a set of rules about contact with universes that can't cross the multiverse. I'm not usually the type to throw likes around as if they're candy, but for the second time in this episode, I have a double like for the dialogue between Lily and Boimler. Throughout the episode, Boimler has mentioned that the multiverse is lazy and a derivative remix. Lily tells him it's fun to learn about aliens, but learning about humanity, that's something else. This is really hitting at the core of most Star Trek. The franchise's oldest, deepest reason for being is the exploration of humanity through a sci-fi lens. And at the core of this discussion, Boimler, who thinks the multiverse is just a lazy way of rehashing old characters and plots, is just having the same discussion we see in all corners of the internet, including here on YouTube. Speaking of which, join my Prime Universe counterpart, Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern on this channel, for the live stream Buffer Time, as he and other Trek YouTubers fight to the death about their own version of what makes Star Trek great. Finishing with "The potential is limitless," this conversation with Lily is one of the most meta, self-aware bits ever in Star Trek. It's Elam hiding in a panel similar to rigging communication in Dominion Prison that shows up with his particular skill set to free the crews of both ships. It turns out the only Harry to make lieutenant in a timely manner isn't happy with how his alternate selves end up in other universes, and tries to steal the universe jump ship and take them back with him, so they too can have delicious street corn adorning their collars as well. That doesn't quite work out the way he planned, but I do have a like for him being Harry Kim. Boimler and crew stop him, but this creates a near multiverse-ending event. Through some technobabble, they are able to channel this collapse into a single dimension, and Will decides it should be his own. This sets up our main characters for next episode to finish what Section 31 Boimler started, to save the fate of the Prime Universe you know and love. There are a couple of other points made in the episode I'd like to cover, and give a collective like to. At one point, a Harry Kim asks another what happened to Tuvix in their universe, and that feels like a particularly pertinent Trek question. There's another bit of meta-commentary by a Kim about there only being 2 dimensions, poking fun at the fact that the show is animated. There's a point when Boimler mentions a Big Spock or a human Worf. We've seen the remains of Big Spock in this very show, and I feel like human Worf is a callback to Voyager's Faces, where B'Elanna Torres was split into her human and Klingon parts. Also, the assertion by Mariner to T'Pol that Archer is a big Starfleet nerd, which T'Pol affirms to be true. This is the first time Jolene, presumably Blaylock, has acted in over 7 years, and it was generally nice to see some of our favorite characters from the past, especially that dream couple Garrick and Bashir. But before I get too hot and bothered by this idea, I'll wrap this up and say that this is one of the best episodes of Lower Decks ever, and a fitting way to set up the finale. Till next time, au revoir, worst of Trekkers.